Hello and welcome to this special features video for RealStitch. My name is Michael Baker, and for the special feature video we'll be going through some sketches and creating an image plane, modeling including creation, sewing and extruding, then UV mapping and texturing, bump mapping, materials. Go through a little bit of skybox, ocean, and we'll do some test rendering, camera setup, and some lighting, and we'll do a batch render. So I hope this is informative. I'll be running this special feature video a lot like a tutorial, and I hope you enjoy. Now to start with, after thinking out my concept of a photorealistic version of the Disney character Stitch, with two themes, one space and one island, I then started to create a basic sketch of Stitch. First I tried to get the feel of the character by drawing a few different sketches until I landed on a style that I thought would be good for my concept, which is this one here. And you can see here that when I'd landed on it, I just made a basic island Stitch without any of his extra arms or antennas. And in this sketch, when I did it, I made a orthographic front and side view, and I tried to keep the measurements of each parts of the body as close as possible to the same size, so then when I bring them into my image plane in Maya, they'll match up nicely. So from there we'll go on to modeling. Now before we hop into Maya, we just I've gone and photocopied my orthographic views of Stitch and traced on top some basic mesh lines that go with the natural lines of the polygons, and I'll be keeping this to the side and checking on it while working in Maya, just as a very rough guide for how the mesh should go. Okay, so here we are in Maya. As you can see, I've already made one image plane, but I'll show you how we make one of those really quickly. I'll just go to create free image plane, go to attribute editor, and we'll click on this little folder here, grab our image, there we go. Now we want these to be similar sizes, so just grab it and I'll go into my orthographic side view, just move it back a bit so you can see this green line here, and we'll scale it up until it's about the same height as our other plane. Doesn't need to be perfect. And then if we go back to our perspective view, there it is. Let's pull it back a bit, and of course we'll be adjusting this as we go to make sure that things line up nicely. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do some basic modeling. So I like to start with do a cube to start, make this head. Change the inputs here, just get it in the center, and we'll go into these inputs. Okay, got our front orthographic view. Put it in about the center there. Now you see that I've set it this, so later on I can do mirroring, because I like to keep a nice symmetrical shape. Okay, so now that that is centered there, I'm going to X-ray mode so we can see through it, and we'll just pull it to about the right size here. From there, change these inputs for the polygon, and we'll be looking at our traced mesh on our other sketch that I have next to me here, and we'll put in 6 of them, 6 of them, 6 of them. Now what I'm going to do is delete half, because we'll be mirroring over later. And of course, if we have already mirrored and we want to do small adjustments to vertexes, we'll be using the reflection tool on the x-axis. So, go to our perspective view. Okay, go back to side. Looks about right. Alright, so we'll start adjusting some of these vertexes, so then these lines go along similar to the lines on our sketch. Just very rough here. Obviously we spend a lot more time on this normally, but you get the idea here. I'm just getting the general shape of things here. Just getting these lines to be nice and natural. Just going with the natural contours of the shape. There's the side done. Let's do this front very quickly. Just like that. Now we'll go into our perspective mode. You see it's very blocky, so we'll probably start to do some things like bring in these corners a little bit. Go into our smooth mode. Just check that it's getting the right shape here. And then of course we'll spend a lot of time adjusting each vertex to get these contours just right. So we'll skip ahead from here. Okay, now we can see what we've done here. Got some nice contours going on here with the mesh. I've added a few split loops using the insert edge loop tool. So we've added some edge loops in there. I've cut out the faces that are going to be connected to other parts of the body, so that'll be for the neck later. Now I'm going to show you how we mirror this across. So it's a nice shape there. So we'll mirror this across. There we go. Now I'll do that again with the option. So I want to do it on the plus axis. I want to merge with the original, merge vertices, mirror. There we go. So now I'm going to show you how we do a quick extrude, because we want the snout coming out here. So we'll just select the face we want to extrude, then extrude like that. Just hit that one there, so we can go from the center. Just pull it out, and I want it to go in a little bit there. And then once that's done, of course go back to our vertex adjustments, just tweaking it around until it's got those nice lines that we want. Okay, now we're going to show you how I sewed one body part to another. So here we have my arm that I've created out of a cylinder, and tweaked the vertexes, added some beveling, and now I'm going to attach it here. I've already deleted out the faces on both of these that are going to be connected. So first we want to move it closer. Well, we need to change the position of our control. So just press insert. That's how I did that. Move it a bit closer there. Now we can see our object while controlling it. And just move that in to the general position. Okay, then we go object mode. We select them both, combine them. Then we'll go back in our vertex mode. I want to grab each vertex that's on the edge, and we'll snap it to the corresponding vertex. Now when I made this arm shape, and when I cut the faces for on the body for this arm to attach, made sure that I had the same amount of vertexes on each, and made sure to position them at about the same, or at least around the same shape, so there wouldn't be too much warping going on. But of course, once we've got this attached, we'll be able to adjust our vertexes more. But that's how we get all of our vertexes together. Now we need to merge them, so select them together, make sure we're not selecting any other vertexes. Then we just merge to center, and then that'll make them become one vertex and it will sew together. You can press G to repeat that merge to center option. Just go around the whole connection part here, and yeah, after you've done all that, it should all be connected and sewn together. But we can test. I obviously haven't done it yet, I've done it all the way around, but this is how we test that it's all connected up properly. Just select some faces and pull it. There we go, we can see that those vertexes there have been done yet. Undo that. And that's how we attach body parts together. And that's all of our modelling completed, including all of our little tweaks to vertexes and mirroring over. So from here we'll move on to UV mapping.